What would it feel like to have instant authority? To be able to connect with people on a deeper level? What about being part of someone's weekly routine? Well, you can do it. All you have to do is start a podcast. Well, it's not that simple, right? We do have to go into it with a little bit of strategy. But today, I want to talk about the power of podcasting and why this platform is really like no other. So let's dig in. Welcome to the podcast about podcasting, where you guessed it, we're talking all things podcasting. Whether you are just ready to launch your show, or maybe you're a seasoned podcaster ready to grow and monetize, this podcast is for you. We are talking about the strategy, but beyond that, the mindset it takes to grow a massively successful podcast in this day and age. So if you are ready to take your podcast to the next level and make big bucks, you've come to the right place. I'm your host, Jennifer Dragonette, so let's dig in. Hey, what is going on? Welcome back. I am so honored that you are sticking around. I can't believe how much this podcast has grown and how many of you are listening, even though, guess what? I haven't been sharing on social media. I know, crazy, right? Well, there's a powerful way to set up a podcast, but we'll talk about that another day. I just wanted to say thank you. But today, I want to talk about the power of having a podcast and why I personally believe that every single business owner should have a podcast strategy. Even if it's not being a host, everyone should consider being a guest expert, because this platform, oh my goodness, it's like no other platform out there. You don't have to feed the content monster and be on the hamster wheel all the time. Yes, there's strategy. Yes, it takes time to edit. Yes, it takes time to create and build. And if we share with our warm audiences, we could probably grow faster than what I'm doing with this show. But I am just proving a point that you can have a podcast that grows if you position it correctly. But why podcasting? Well, podcasting is a really great way to build relationships with your audience. I mean, you're listening to me, you might be saying, okay, every Tuesday I know that this episode will drop and I'm going for a walk. So during that walk, you know that you're going to listen to something about how to start a podcast, how to grow your podcast, because that's what we do here is we talk all things podcasting, but I'm building a relationship. I'm building an unfiltered relationship. It just got proved to me the other day when I was doing my 3-day soulful podcasting versus soul-sucking social media inside the Feed Your Business with Love Facebook community, which you can come join. We do those all the time. But Facebook decided that my video was in breach of something. So it took out the audio, completely took it out. I had no music, I had no background, but it said that I had infringed on some copywriting something, and boom, it was gone. And I was like, oh, right, this is why I believe in podcasting. This is why I put a lot more eggs in my podcasting basket than any other. I put about 80% of my effort into podcasting and the other 20% into social media. And I guess there's 10% in there somewhere for email. But in reality, this is such a powerful tool to build relationships with your audience. And it increases your chance of being seen as a guest expert almost instantly. Because even though we still are growing and this industry has doubled or tripled with the amount of podcasts that have come out, still having a podcast takes time, effort, and you become this sort of instant authority. You also have a freebie offer or something that you can help out people by sending them back to an episode. Maybe you're in meditation and you have a great meditation and somebody comes in and they're, full of anxiety for a test and you have a meditation on there. You can actually send them to your podcast to listen to that. It's amazing what you can do. And I mean, there are free options to even host your podcast if you wanted. So this is really your time put in where you can put your time in and actually get a reward later. Instantly become an expert in your niche. Again, I mean, I don't know why I originally started a podcast. I just woke up and said, I'm going to be a podcaster and launched my first podcast that first day. But having that instant authority, it really changed everything. And then all of a sudden, everyone was asking me how to grow a podcast, how to launch a podcast, and that's how this was born. So you actually find yourself. Because as you're talking and people are connecting with you more and more, you start to lean into, oh, this is what I'm really good at. This is what I really love. This is what I can do. And then magic happens. You become more confident. You start interviewing people. Interviews are a great way to build your audience, but they're also a great way to have a conversation with somebody that might be outside of your price realm right now, a coach that you want, or somebody that you really admire that you want to ask a question, but you don't want to say the horrible questions of, can I pick your brain? Oh, that one really pisses me off, by the way. Over the next few weeks, we're going to talk about how to launch, how to grow, and how to monetize. And it's really sad to say is that 80% or more podcasters aren't monetizing their show. You're becoming an instant expert, but you're not monetizing. This is a problem. This is a problem I see with my clients. This is a problem I see with my production clients. This is a problem I see with my launch product clients, which is why I've changed and created Podcasting for Your Soul, which is a full business structure. And that's what I see the real need for, is for you to look at this as like a business venture, podcasting as part of your strategy. And that program, how that looks is like figuring out what is that signature method. So my signature method is deity, the deity method. And from the deity method, I've pulled out things and I've created freebies. I've created, all these little things to help bring people in, these 3-day events, handouts, this podcast, all of these things are part of my free offer. Then I've teased out a mini offer, which can be purchased by anyone directly from this podcast. Those no-touch passive income profits from your podcast. That's a lot of P's, right? But if you create some sort of a mini offer, you can funnel people in. For under $100, most people are willing to buy without a conversation. So if you provide massive value, you're building that relationship. You've already built that trust by being in their ear. And then from there, we go into creating a main offer, that one that's up to about $1,000. And then we create your wow offer. So that big high ticket profit offer. And I think that this is where we kind of get caught up. A lot of us go and we launch those big offers and we think that we're going to have somebody come from our podcast and then immediately want to buy our $5,000 program. And that's a joke because we haven't taken them on a journey. In podcasting, another powerful tool of podcasting is that you really take someone on a journey. You just went on a journey with me. You just went on a journey of how when people work with me, we run through, as my friend Samantha Parker. If you haven't met the Samantha Parker, she is absolutely amazing. That's where you can find her on Instagram as the Samantha Parker. She has all the tools to grow your Instagram and everything. But she's also really great at building courses and building out a flow in your business is what she calls it. And that's what I just showed you, was the flow of the business, the flow of my signature method. But there's so many benefits to podcasting, and it's a super disservice to people out there that aren't profiting from this beautiful tool. Maybe you don't want to profit, but you want to create more than a ripple and be your tsunami. Great tool. Again, you'll be an instant expert. You can keep your name and your brand. Like I could have branded the show, the Jennifer Dragonette Show. Granted, for SEO, that would be horrible. And then I could have put a line and put how to grow, launch, and monetize a podcast. So you can brand yourself. You can keep that brand cohesive throughout all of the things. It increases sales of your products and services. You start to understand your market more because people start to connect in a different way on a deeper level. Great market research, great feedback. You gain trust almost instantly because you become an instant expert because it takes effort. Not everybody knows how to start a podcast, launch a podcast, grow a podcast, so it takes effort. And you reach a more global audience. Yes, we reach a global audience on social media, but it is so much different in podcast land. And that's just to name a few of the benefits of having a podcast. And I highly recommend it. If you don't want to host, learn how to be an amazing, profitable guest expert. And let me tell you the secret there. Don't be a skeezy salesperson. Go in with service from the heart at mind. Be a giver, not a taker. Because the more you give, people will want to come back in your space and love on you and get to know you. And then they're like, please take my money. And that's the truth. So I want to know, what part of your podcast journey are you in right now? Are you in the, I'm thinking about it, I'm growing, holy crap, I just learned that there's some new things that I should be working on, I need to make money, I've been podcasting for years and not making money. What is it that you want to do? I want to hear it. You can come join me in the Feed Your Business with Love community. We get all the fun things. Every Wednesday, I go live. We do some masterclass training. We do some 3-day immersions. We do coffee chats where we get together and just network. It is a great time. And on Tuesdays, we spotlight you, meaning you can take over the tribe, share your gifts, share your magic, and practice being a guest expert. Practice it. Get feedback. We all love on you because we all want to rise together. So you, soul sister, go out there and make today amazing. And remember that you are too magical to be a ripple. So release that tsunami on the world. Make the impact you desire and do big things. I will see you next week. Have the most amazing day.